welcome to VOP Business Show. I'm Kayla Abraham. Now, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lokpobiri, has threatened to cancel the licenses for marginal oil fields that have not been producing petroleum. Speaking at the just concluded Nigerian Economic Summit Group in Abuja, Lokpobiri said the lack of optimum utilization of marginal fields is one of the reasons Nigeria is having low production of crude oil. He claimed that from over the 100 licenses that were given, only 3 were producing oil. He lamented that everyone is interested in the field, but they have no capacity, both financial and technical, to put the assets to use. He, however, emphasized the need to grow production of the upstream sector and the oil sector for the mainstream and the downstream to be successful. Now, the federal government of Nigeria, represented by the Ministry of Power, has signed a $463 million distribution lines upgrade contract with the Chinese consortium. In a statement, Bolaji Tunji, Special Advisor for Strategic Communication and Media Relations, Minister of Power Chief Adebayo Adelabu, stated that the contract, which the China Exim Bank would finance, has both offshore and significant onshore content. Tunji noted that the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the FGN Power Company, the special purpose vehicle responsible for implementing the Presidential Power Initiative, on behalf of the Ministry of Power and the Chinese consortiums. This is consisting of China Civil Engineering Construction and the TBEA Energy, aimed at upgrading the distribution lines infrastructure under Lot 3 of the PPI, encompasses the regions served by Jos, Kano, Abuja, and Kaduna distribution companies. The minister and his team were hosted by the 2 organizations, particularly CCECC, which has been operating in Nigeria for the past 42 years. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has offered 108.1 billion Naira Treasury bills across 3 tenors of 91 days, 180 days, and 360 days. In an auction report released at the weekend, AfriInvest West Africa analyst said the CBN offered 108.1 billion Naira worth of instrument across 3 tenors, 91 days, 2.8 billion Naira, 122 days for 7.9 billion Naira, and 364 days for 97.3 billion Naira. Demand at the auction was strong as the bid to cover ratio stood at 3.7 times. The 364-day instrument received the most buying interest with a bid to cover ratio of 6.3 times, while the ratio of the 182-day and 91-day bills were 3 times and 1.8 times. Compared to the previous auction, the stop rate on the 91,182 and 364-day instruments rose 2.3 percentage points, 3.9 percentage points, and 3.8 percentage points to 6%, 9%, and 13%. In the secondary market, the bearish segment lingered as the average yield rose 94 week on week to 8%. Now, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, on Sunday stated that talks were at an advanced stage between Nigeria and the United States of America on the resumption of direct flights from Houston. Keyamo, in a statement by the Minister's Special Assistant Media and Communications, Tunde Moshood, also said efforts were in top gear to attract foreign investment into the aviation industry. The minister, who was on a working visit to the United States, was a guest of honor at the Fidelity International Trade and Creative Connect that held at Texas, where he met with the mayor of Houston, Texas, Sylvester Turner, and his team members. Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress on Sunday lamented the devastating impact of the forex crisis on the economy and demanded urgent stabilization of the naira. The NLC President Joe Ajaero, who said this in a statement on Sunday, blamed government officials' love for foreign luxury products for the free fall of the national currency. Ajaero warned that the economy was at a risk of a wave of devastating consequences if the naira failed to stabilize against the dollar. Ajaero's warning came ahead of the organized labor and the federal government meetings scheduled to hold today, Monday. At the meeting, the federal government and the organized labor will review the implementation of the Memorandum of understanding the signed and subsidy removal palliatives. Nigeria's debts to China increased from $3.93 billion as of June 30, 2022 to $4.73 billion as of June 30, 2023, showing an increase of $800 million in 1 year. According to an analysis of the external debt stock data from the Debt Management Office, it is an increase of 20.36% from the second quarter of 2022 to second quarter of 2023. According to the DMO, the terms are compliant with the provisions of Sections 41(1)(a) of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. In addition, the low interest rate reduces the interest cost to the government, while the long tenor enables the repayment of the principal sum of the loans over many years. The first loan project was for the Nigerian Communications Satellite Project, with $200 million agreed on January 12, 2006. The second loan was for the Nigerian National Public Security Communication System Project, with $399.50 million agreed on December 20, 2010 and disbursed. The third loan was for the Nigerian Railway Modernization Project, Kaduna section, with $500 million agreed on December 20, 2010 and disbursed. While the fourth loan was for the Abuja Light Rail Project, with $500 million agreed on November 7, 2012 and disbursed, among others, up to the 15th loan. The document also showed that there are varying interest rates, which range from 2.5% to 3% and are not solely fixed in 2.5%, as the DMO claimed in its statement in June 2020. And finally, the exchange rate between the Naira and the US dollar, according to the data released on the FMDQ Security Exchange, the official forex trading portal, showed the Naira opened at 801.75 per dollar on Friday and closed at 789.94 per dollar on Friday, October 27. However, the Naira is trading as high as 1,113 per dollar at the black market, even though the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, announced the unification of all segments of the foreign exchange market. And that is all on VOP Business Show and VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social media channels at VOP TV Live. I'm Kayla Abraham. Thanks for watching.